this is empty and off-putting content. Why are we watching these women again? Because people want to see it, okay? People want to see me sit here and just get frustrated. It's actually, we're skipping over world-changing stuff here. That could be really, but I'm just missing it because I'm skipping 3-4 minutes at a time. Guys, did you hear that? 50 years of sugar and spice. Let's go. It's like the picture of Aristotle and Plato, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Okay, guys, so we're about to watch Erin and Pxie's podcast. They are live right now. We're going to run it back to the start. We're going to be on catch up. We've been following this intently. I'm loving the development of this podcast, okay? I'm very invested at this point. Okay. So, guys, 310 people here right now. Only 130 likes, okay? That means there's a crazy discrepancy right now. All right, guys, there's a crazy discrepancy going on. There's about 180 people who could be liking the stream, but haven't. Isn't that just nuts? Freeloading? Appreciating the free content without even doing the bare minimum of clicking a button? That's crazy. So, guys, please, while we're just moving between segments here, please remember, like the stream, okay? You can also donate through the Stream Elements link in the pinned chat message. You can buy yourself a membership, or you can gift a membership to someone else. Or you can gift a whole bunch of memberships to a whole bunch of people. You can buy yourself a super chat, which will highlight a message and have it read out on TTS. Or you can buy a super sticker, which will highlight a little YouTube image or GIF. Thank you. Let's start the content. The Tyler Sunday stuff yesterday was kind of lame. There wasn't really much there, I'm going to be honest. The other stuff was better, but I don't really want to up because there's a bunch of stuff in the Ducks Taku Tiger segment that I don't know if it might get reported.
Doing a low-key mukbang stream.
Because we've seen the feedback, and you guys absolutely love when we eat into the microphone.
Into
so
the popcorn
she's decided,
especially.
The popcorn is a favorite. Tonight's meal will be
ribs. And
like ribs and spaghetti. I don't know. This is Lycan's doing. This is not ours.
Dog wants the food so badly. Like, you guys can't see it. I wish we had a dog mic, honestly.
Fuxibu super chatted $3.26. Non-free content for my birthday. Have my worthless money.
Thank you for the $5 Australian, Keegan. Is it your birthday? Cool. Happy birthday.
You mean a dog camera?
Yeah, we just followed Eve. Like, that'll be our version of Subway Surfers. Just Eve cam in the little corner.
There's a
watching Sugar and Spice on your birthday
behind the camera that Eve is eyeing. So
yeah.
Bleak. Anyway, welcome to the Sugar and Spice podcast. I'm your host, Erin, aka Straighterade.
Hi, I'm Pxie.
And this is episode 4. Before we get started, we invite everybody who's watching to go ahead and like the stream on YouTube. And what else creates engagement? You guys should subscribe and follow us.
Comment, on our little Twitter where we're like, oh, we're live. You should just honestly respond your like to that post. I don't care if it's a fucking meme. You guys can even bully me. You guys have such good experience bullying me in chat, saying false things. You know what they were saying? They were saying that I was part of Project 2025.
I thought she was going to be saying about being trans, but
true. They're on to you.
No, I wish I had the little spray things for animals.
I don't know, your reaction's pretty telling.
Oh yeah, okay, so I'm supposed to be yeah, whatever. I don't care that you're implicating me in a fascist regime.
The harder you deny it, the more implicated I'm gonna think that you are.
You guys are all bullies.
How much would Project 2025 have to pay you for you to get involved?
None because I would never sell my morals for money. That's kind of implied in the same sentence.
I would support the stream, baby. The link's in the YouTube description. Streamlabs.
No.
Streamlabs only takes a 2% cut, a 3% cut.
Something like that.
And when we eventually have YouTube super chats enabled, because we don't have it enabled yet, I'm going to discourage you guys from doing it because YouTube takes 30%.
Yeah,
so.
You got that whatever podcast lying down.
Yeah, exactly.
You watch enough Brian videos to be like, oh my god, do the math,
guys. The one thing that I've learned from Brian and the Red Pillars, the money moves, you guys. I've learned that 3% is less than 30%. So.
Oh my, that's so good for women, honestly.
It's so good for women. We also support, we currently right now, this stream is a proud sponsor of a very small queer Jewish streamer. I won't say his name. He knows who he is.
Okay,
so you
fuck
guys should
you.
support the stream.
Fuck
because
you.
It's really important to keep his lights on.
Who's the small? I don't know. Who
Yes,
this
you do.
is.
Yes, you do.
Message. I don't know who he is.
You know him.
Is he
I'm owned. I'm raped. Thank you for the gifted membership, Q.
dog Jewish now?
No.
I mean, it's a girl, so I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Topics list in the
thing.
In the thing.
Okay. Wait, I need to put on. My
I don't
glasses.
control the mouse.
Okay,
I almost
your
said the
mouse-
mice. I don't control the mice in this podcast here. And it's week 4 and we still don't have a lap desk, you guys. If you guys donate, we could afford a lap desk.
I was gonna say
This is
that-
I've got to say, this is keeping my lights on. This is keeping my lights on. She's not wrong. I don't have anything covered today. I was hoping that J-Stalk rival stream was going to be longer.
like, even your mouse doesn't control itself because it's a shitty mouse. Yeah, I hate it. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
gonna bring
good
mine
for your
next
hand and
time.
it's ergonomic.
Yeah, you know what that's called? That's called a scam. Okay. Topic list. Episode 4. Should I just start with a link or
We're
do you wanna
talking
talk
a lot
it?
about the different conservative happenings that went down on Twitter this week.
It's a MAGA civil war, people.
It is just as Tim Pool predicted, honestly. Like, he was correct about this.
Okay, we're
Really?
gonna.
When
I
did he
gotta.
predict this?
When,
Sorry,
isn't he
this
predicting
is
civil
gonna-
war?
Oh,
That's
that's
like his
true.
constant thing. He just never thought that it would be between him and his fellow conservatives. That was his mistake. Okay.
I have the article here, but we can just go for the video.
Oh no.
Okay, we're about to get the food. Okay.
Okay, we have to call in the producer.
Fuxibu super chatted $1.30.
Okay.
My art will become real.
Let's cut that out.
You will join them.
Thank you for the $2, Keegan.
Well, I'm gonna get the plate of food while you call in the producer because that looks so good.
If I call in the producer, I'm gonna have to message him, so it's gonna be super exciting start, you guys.
But also,
You should show off your. Hold on.
my feces. I already have shown them multiple times. Yeah,
Well, not just that,
recent
obviously.
pictures.
Your food, your mukbang plate. What were you
Uh-huh.
eating tonight?
Well, I'm afraid if I lower it anymore, it's gonna spill.
Can you guys see it?
Food.
She has a nice side of carbs here, bread that he did a toast.
Yeah.
Isn't
Minus,
this how?
I mean, he just-
Isn't this how all podcasts start, guys? Isn't this how all podcasts start? This is normal, right? The mukbang session as the intro. I've seen this many times, actually. How long does it go on for? Oh, good. It goes on for 10 plus minutes. Awesome. Cool.
Just he threw this plate together really fast, so I
Cool.
guess players can't really eat yours. And then 2 different types of beef. We have sausage.
Let's make sure we see this whole thing.
I regret.
We have sausage and ribs.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm vegan. And I never really was like a huge meat eater before, so it's not feigned ignorance. I genuinely don't know what is on her plate right now. I mean, I get the sausage, but I don't know what type of. I think it's ribs.
Mhm.
Review? Yes? No?
Mm.
Okay, that's a good thing.
I communicate purely through.
Volume jokes and calorie intake. You're right. Okay.
Okay.
I love how all the little conservative. This sounds mean. I was gonna say conservatards. That's like not a nice word to say.
I think it's fine. I think it's apt. It's accurate.
But I love how all of them are like kind of trying to tread the waters to see if it's like if it's.
Hey, why doesn't if Pixie's gonna sit here, stuff in her face? Why doesn't Erin just carry the show from there? Why doesn't Pixie just fucking eat? Why are we doing both? I just
good enough to jump off the MAGA ship right now. Like,
I don't know, guys. 50 state landslide for Trump. These are the same people that predicted that. I saw a clip of Tim Pool. I was trying to find the clip of Tim Pool saying that for this episode, and instead I found a clip of him defending that, which was awesome. Saying,
really?
yeah, he said that people took him too seriously,
Hi.
was coping in that way, and then he said the other thing was that, that was something that could have happened were not for, he just was like, you know what happened with the last election. So I don't watch Tim Pool, so I didn't realize he was that into the election denialism, but not that surprised. Our watch party's not working. This mic is too. I don't think this mic picked up the exasperated sigh from our producer, but he's displeased. He didn't break
Like
it.
an appearance,
This
like
is
an
because I
cameo.
moved the setup earlier in the week and then tried to reassemble it right before. It's 3 cameras.
Yeah.
I'm one girl. I have 2
You're
hands.
just a girl.
I am.
Do you think Lycans ever complimented how? Okay, no, actually, I'm good. Okay, how well
And I
Pixie
really should have. I
passes.
hate messing
Okay,
with
I'm
the tech
done.
stuff, you guys.
1 second.
Oh wait, shoot! I forgot.
Hold on. Yeah.
Right.
If she messes with the mouse, it messes with what he's up to on the other monitor.
Okay, now I can see the thing. Show us Lycan. He is a star. He is a star. Honestly, this should be just a Lycan podcast.
Yeah, your mind went blank between you holding your phone and eating food and being completely distracted. I'm shocked.
Okay, listen. I have this little thing called ADHD, and it usually allows me to be a messy bitch. But once in a while, it makes me forget everything.
Mm.
Aw, thank you, Please. They said I'm glowing today.
You are. You glow every day, but today especially. I think it's because you're being you're getting to eat.
Because I'm getting free food that slaps. Like who wouldn't glow, honestly?
He was making.
monitor duplicated over there?
Yes. It's an extension monitor. It's not duplicated. It's like extending.
You see a different monitor.
Yeah, it looks like a Pinterest photo, honestly. I don't know what you pulled up, but
No. Do you see this monitor on that?
no.
Pixado avocado.
Pixie's son will make a fine knight. Okay.
Her entire
Guys,
OnlyFans bitch covered.
I wish there was a way to
with
cover
Wang
this
linked
without
to
us
CC
just
and Aiden with Trump. That's
saying
why she
horrible
wants
misogynistic
to get
things.
creators more directly involved with causes they care about.
Wait, what? I'm so thrown off by that last thing. I only was partially paying attention.
I need to
They're
calm
saying
down.
that the reason why XQC and Aiden Ross got a stream with Trump was because actually me, because behind the scenes.
Yeah. This is common knowledge, folks. I do wonder who approached who, if Aiden Ross approached Trump or Trump approached Aiden. Did they talk about that?
They said that Trump's son, Barron Trump.
Oh my god, he's an Aiden Ross head.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Kind of fucked. Oh my god. I want to know because people are saying, oh, Aiden Ross offered $1 million to find evidence that Hassan is like pedo, basically.
Oh, I know. That's coming up. We have links for this.
Yeah, but all the links I click, they never say, oh, he says like, oh, if you guys find some shit on him. They never say specifically like pedo.
Oh, okay. Then I guess people are reading in between the lines.
Yeah.
Or embellishing.
I'm gonna spam chat next time.
I just, we're getting... The mukbang segment needs to be cut. This needs to never happen again. This needs to never happen again. Because all that's happening right now is they're half discussing topics that they're going to discuss properly later. So this is pure filler. This is this is empty and off-putting content.
Aiden Ross is live and see if I get lucky. Being like, do you really think Hassan's a pedo? And see if he'll say it.
Do you think, dude, does he only stream on Kick?
I think so.
There's no way that his chat's not constantly
We're going to watch the whole mukbang segment, though.
But it's just a chance. If I can... One chance, that's all I need.
Now the counterbalance is that Kai Cenat and Kamala Harris have to collab. And I was thinking about this.
Do you think Pxie has purchased enough indulgences from the parson to avoid being struck down by the wickedness of the plague when she goes to fight Saracens in Damascus? Saracens in Damascus. I don't know how you say that one. I don't know. What do we think, chat? Saracens. An Arable Muslim, especially at the time of the Crusades.
Saracen.
Cool.
And it's on one hand, it would be really, really big, obviously, for the Harris campaign to
Well,
do that.
if you think I know anything about the Crusades, you are tripping.
And I guess you could say this controversy wasn't that big if Twitch didn't end up completely dropping him over all of this. But do you remember when he was involved in he gave that really, really bad apology for what happened at a party that he...
If it wasn't in Assassin's Creed, I don't know anything about it. Okay? Failed history. I didn't fail history, actually. No, I didn't fail history. I took GCSE history. I passed it, actually. As a matter of fact, Jodo. As a matter of fact.
He was at...
Oh, the rape apology.
Yeah, like, I don't know how involved he was because, like, this drama is, like, maybe a year old at this point. But some house party that he was at, maybe at his own house even.
It might have been a B. I'm not sure. It certainly wasn't an A, though.
No, he was hosting it.
Yeah, he was hosting it. He told some girl to go upstairs and then she was, like, sexually assaulted, allegedly. So I'm, like, just waiting for that to be resurfaced because, like, it doesn't matter how many shitty things or stupid things that Aiden Ross does. Trump going on his stream is like, dude, Trump is literally a convicted felon. So, like, there's nothing that you could bring up that his fan base is going to care about or, like, it's going to matter to MAGA. Yeah. Versus
Kamala Harris.
The Harris fan base and, like, supporters are definitely going to, like, there has to be a group of people
yes,
that are
Stylo, sadly, I have had to do Chaucer. Yes.
Like, why did she go on that stream or whatever? So...
Well, she should go to I Show Speed stream.
That's what I thought too. He's like doing a world tour right now. If he's going to like Algeria and Albania or whatever, yeah, it's working.
Oh, why? Because your mouse sucks.
Joe, you talk about Big Jeff. Put some respect on his name.
Because I'm blind.
No, I fucking hated Chaucer. I'm sorry.
Wait, I don't do this because I can't do it because I don't even know where the cursor is because the thing's not very bright.
Okay.
Was it this dim when we started? Our monitor is like super dim.
I think maybe where's our
the remote?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it here? Did I accident? Well, problem number one. Yeah. We don't know where our...
Aren't you guys glad we got to see this whole thing? Aren't you guys glad we sat through this whole mukbang segment? This was such a good decision I made.
We are incompetent. Well, maybe women are just incompetent.
True.
Right.
This is a lot of sauce. God damn.
Bro, I won't say it. I almost said it. Never mind. What's he talking about? Wear different clothes.
I'm really scared to spill this.
Stop. I don't care about your loving romance.
Just so you guys can see what chaos is going on.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There we are. We have the monitor on. What did you want to say?
What up, brother? These 304s need you more than you need them. Sending some oiler vibes and helping to keep the lights on. Chat, let's get another super sticker marathon going for this king. Keep killing the content game. Leggett, out.
Thank you, Leggett for $100. Absolutely keeping the fucking lights on. Jesus. Thank you.
Okay.
So, like, this...
Oh. Move it to the left, yeah. There. This is the last time I ever let you do this. With this, like, well, because I couldn't see just how saucy it is. I'm scared to stay in the couch.
6 times that on the blackjack tables last night.
If you stay in your outfit, whatever. But if you stay in this couch, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Oh God.
I won't say it.
Hi. Yeah,
well, I'm eating straight into the mic.
How old is I Show Speed?
Good question.
20, right?
He's 24, but that's just...
No, he's not. Really?
What? Is that old?
If somebody told me I Show Speed was in high school, I would believe it. And, like, I've never really thought about it until now, but I think in my mind I've sorted him into the category as like high schooler. Hold on.
Well, he is very...
This is racist. Just call him boy. Just call him boy. Just stop beating around the bush. Just start calling him boy. Like a plantation owner. Thank you for the $5 New Zealand dollar super sticker of the Shiba Inu dog putting a thumbs up saying good job while wearing a gi or kimono. Thank you. And thank you for the £2 super sticker, Polly, for the I guess you'd say like anthropomorphic or personified game controller character with GG above its head. Also giving a thumbs up. Thank you.
I Show Speed.
Oh my God.
He's 19. He was born in 2005.
I have no idea.
Wait, change what?
Thank you, Jimbly, for the $3 zesty lemon character. Got a little zesty move there.
It's now enabled. It was already enabled.
Oh, I don't know what happened then.
We called you in to answer these questions. Do you think that I know?
I like how there's double camera there.
You just took something?
I mean, I changed. Well, you just changed it back to the watch party, but I had changed it back to wide.
How dare you?
He's in his zone. This is a super scuffed episode, you guys.
I know. We're doing so good production-wise.
I don't even understand, nor do I care to really do a lore deep dive into how IShowSpeed or Kai Cenat got really big.
Yo, and thank you for the gifted membership, Polly Three Toes. Thank you, thank you.
Just don't call them Legion.
Okay.
Yeah?
Oh wait.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Wow, they're actually doing content
We're back
today.
in
That's
business,
crazy.
folks.
They're actually
Okay.
stopping and
So, topic 1. Rogan endorsed RFK Jr., super normal dude.
yeah, just speak whatever direction you want, Pxie. It's fine.
See, me personally, I oppose RFK Jr. because his voice would be terrible for the country. I know that saying. I know that as somebody who has a personally unbearable voice to many people.
I like it.
Oh, Stylo, stop. Why are you putting out there getting tampon and deodorant ads, bro? Why? Thank you for the €2 super sticker, Q, of once it looks like another Shiba Inu dog raising a thumbs up into the air. And it's sort of flashing behind it. Thank you, thank you.
Voice. Anybody is complaining about your voice, I think, is honestly just sexist.
Stylo.
I'm not gonna lie. My voice, on the other hand, I mean, same, but like a lot of people generally just think my voice is like Valley Girl, too much, extreme.
Yeah.
So we're getting analysis of the voice cell analysis here. Anyone that has an issue with Erin's voice is sexist. I feel like the vocal fry gets mocked. DK gets mocked for his vocal fry whenever he talks. People make jokes about DK having a vocal fry.
So, topic 1. Rogan endorsed RFK Jr., super normal dude. See, me personally, I oppose RFK Jr. because his voice would be terrible for the country. I know that saying. I know that as somebody who has a personally unbearable voice to many people.
I like your voice. Anybody is complaining about your voice, I think, is honestly just sexist. I'm not gonna lie. My voice, on the other hand, I mean, same, but like a lot of people generally just think
The road to Kent is a long one indeed. We may not have the freedom to switch and swap pads as we please. Who knows what kinds of brigands and ne'er-do-wells we shall encounter. You must be prepared, lest the highwayman make you an easy mark. Stop, dude. You're so fucked up.
my voice is like Valley Girl, too much, extreme.
Yeah. Which it is, but see, I love that.
Aw, thank you.
Which is so funny because you're like the furthest thing from like a Valley Girl as far as where you're actually from and all of that. So, yeah, RFK Jr. I don't know what happened to RFK Jr., but he sounds like this every time he talks, and it would literally be hell on earth.
Ton of drugs.
Is it drugs?
I don't know, but I know he's taking a shit ton of drugs apparently. Like that's like
Vaccines bad, drugs good.
when you think about it, vaccines are just really another type of
Common line of thinking,
Okay,
actually.
so is anyone really surprised that RFK Jr. was endorsed by Rogan? I feel like Rogan has to be the outsider because dude went from Bernie to supporting RFK Jr. So, I mean, I don't really
Also, guys, I
see-
thought while I'm freebooting this, I should be supporting it, okay? I'm linking this. Make sure you go and like their stream as well, okay? Guys, make sure you show Sugar and Spice support.
I see Rogan
I
definitely
made
playing
decent
defense
money out
for
of
the
this
MAGA
already,
crowd,
so-
but not explicitly pandering to it. I think in a lot of ways he probably thinks, even if he has praised Trump, I bet you anything he like personally thinks he's kind of a fucking fool. But I don't know. I'm not a Rogan head.
I think it's
I want to see at least double. I'm gonna refresh at some point, or I'm gonna open it up on the monitor. I better see double digits, guys.
Here-
Okay, double digit likes. I've liked it too. Okay, guys, I see it 12 likes right now.
I
Okay,
like being able
guys.
to achieve.
what is it? So funny how he backtracked his support later. He was like, "Oh,
Wait, no. You mean Rogan?
yeah."
Make sure you go
So
like
Rogan
this
first
so you
said-
get more content like this in your algorithm, guys.
Well,
Okay,
let's watch a clip.
don't you want that?
Let's watch the actual clip
Yeah, wish Esquire a safe passage on his next venture to the waterfront.
instead of
They got Cronax
Or-
Squire's
Not
safe
because this mouse
passage.
fucking sucks.
Here, put it on this. Put it. It's because
wait,
you're not.
wait, I
You're
got
not.
it.
Wait, no, but you have to put it on this.
Okay, let's see if
Okay,
that
there.
actually oh wow, that does help it. Here. Let's click the little link. Let's watch. Here. I'm gonna full screen it just for you guys.
Guys, make sure you wish the Squire safe passage by saying "Safe travels, Squire." Make sure you leave a safe travels, Squire. Safe travels, young Squire.
They manipulate you. They promote narratives, and the only one who's not doing that is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Yeah, I am a fan. Yeah, he's the only one that makes sense to me. He's the only one that he doesn't attack people. He attacks actions and ideas, but he's much more reasonable and intelligent. I mean, the guy was an environmental attorney
Fuck's
and cleaned
sake.
up the East River. I mean, he's a legitimate
It's
guy.
too funny.
You know, before anybody
It shouldn't be
started
that
calling
funny.
him an anti-vaxxer, which I thought he was too. I thought he was this nut, this like conspiracy theorist nut, until I read his book.
He is.
I read The Real Anthony Fauci, and I'm like, what is... How much of this is real? Because if it's all real, this is fucking insane, and we live in a world where we're being manipulated by these health organizations that are being paid by the pharmaceutical drug interests. And these pharmaceutical drug companies are pumping these products out into the population and telling us that we need them, and then making insane amounts of money. And then also the government is in on it, and also they share a patent with Moderna, and also they share profits, and there's $700 million, 700
Okay, we got them up to
however-
30 likes, guys. We got them up to 30 likes. That's huge.
however much money was made, whatever the number is that these guys made off of these products. Like, this is, all of it is fucking crazy. There's the revolving door between the CDC and the FDA and then these pharmaceutical drug companies. So the people that make the regulations then go on to have these cushy jobs with the pharmaceutical drug corporations. Like, oh, nothing to see here. It's like, it's open. It's right out in the open.
Right.
And when he talks about all that stuff in his book, you're just like, what the fuck, man? If this wasn't true, he would be sued.
Yeah. But
So it seems to be true.
yeah.
What?
And it's scary.
Oh my God, that's his
That's
metric
bad
for
logic.
accepting all of this.
You know, they don't want to be called an anti-vaxxer. That's a big one.
Right.
You know.
It cracked.
Okay, missed me at the beginning of this. It cut off a little bit, but you guys might have heard it when he was like, everybody else is a gaslighter and a manipulator. Like, dude, the mainstreaming of all of this, like, pop psych language, like, I cannot believe. I was actually surprised that Joe Rogan, of all fucking people.
If you're scrolling and seeing this, you've been visited by the Spice Squire. Good jousting and plunder will come to you, but only if you type Safe Travel Squire under this post.
Okay.
People. I would have thought that he wouldn't be like that. But no, of course, he's just like everybody else having to use that fucking term.
I remember when I first learned what gaslighting was. I was
Thank you,
14
Jimberlake.
years old. And I was searching it up because I was, well, you know, backstory, Pxie lore. Me and my mom be complicated sometimes. I am the queen of mommy issues. Anyways.
Cool.
I was like trying to Google and find out like what she was doing to me, and I stumbled upon that word. And I was like, oh my God, my life has changed. Like, this is actually a psychological phenomena that happened, blah, 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 blah. Who knew? Just like, you know, I guess 4 years later or whatever, 18, college. Now suddenly everybody knows what gaslighting is. It's like the new popular term.
I mean, I shouldn't even say the mainstreaming of like the clinical psych language, because as far as I know, gaslighting's not a clinical term. It was literally created because of a movie in like the 1930s, where the premise of that movie was that the husband was gaslighting, or like trying to get it's more than just lying, but like
Yeah.
everybody at this point is just using gaslight to be synonymous with lying.
It's just fucking annoying.
And
as
it's like,
fuck.
why do you need to emphasize it or be hyperbolic to that point? To just say, people lie to you. People mislead you. Politicians are misleading. Sometimes they exaggerate. Sometimes they say things that don't actually reflect the truth of the matter. No, it has to be immediate to gaslighting, which is like this
James O'Brien loves talking about gaslighting.
intentional
Yeah.
the intentional like manipulation of somebody's like mindset or perception of a series of events, right? Like it's
Yeah.
trying to make them doubt their every single like thought and move.
Yeah, basically the way that gaslighting works is that
Wait. They watched a little bit of Joe Rogan. Now we're back to the mukbang. Wait, how long does the mukbang actually? I thought it just went on for like 10 minutes. No, Pixie's eating for like the whole episode.
Regular lie. So let's say like, oh, I did not hit that cat or whatever. Or let's say I hit a cat. I'm an animal abuser. Oh my god, somebody don't clip this. Send this later, whatever. Yeah. Let's say I'm like, oh, I didn't hit that cat, and you're like, yeah, you did. Me being super repetitive about it, me being like, what the fuck are you talking about, Erin? Like, are you okay mentally? Should we go to a hospital?
You're trying to undermine their entire perception of reality and make that person like continually second guess themselves to the point that they don't know if they can rely upon their own like sense of self or perception of the world.
I just want to make it clear. I disavow people brigading. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's real fucked up shit.
I try to make that perfectly
now
fucking
a
clear.
politician lying, that's the same as them gaslighting you, baby. When they speak even just a mistruth, it can never be like, you know, that, you know, politicians misremember things or whatever.
They're gaslighters.
No, they're intentionally spreading lies constantly at all times. And it's, I don't know, the line between a politician misrepresenting something to, you know, inflate their sense of self, their ego, their campaign, whatever it may be, and the line between like deliberately trying to mislead the public is definitely a fine one, but like way too much fucking malice going into this. But it's like, it's as simple as people trying to make themselves sound as important and like self-serious as possible.
Wait, sorry, to go back to the whole Rogan stuff. So later on in Twitter, he's like, oh, actually,
To stay on top.
I didn't
Pixie refocus on top. That's crazy.
claim, I didn't say that I was supporting
The
Arthur,
save
that I
is
was gonna vote for
crazy.
him. I was just saying, I said that I liked him. I was just speaking well about him. But honey, that is such an obvious fucking backtrack. And like the reason we know that's a backtrack is because you literally said he's the only one that makes sense. What is that but
I know,
not an
what is-
endorsement?
I didn't realize that he had retracted it or thought that anybody was going to perceive what he said as anything but an endorsement for his
What else do they
candidacy.
cover?
At this point, he's in the race as what? I don't think has he declared his win for third party or like independent?
I don't know. I think so, but he's
'Cause
gonna
I
be on
could-
the Texas ballot. I don't know.
They haven't found
any
any topic yet. That's cool.
Sure, go for it. You know, he can be
That's
on the ballot.
cool.
I mean,
Why
all I'm
not?
saying
If
is
libertarians can be on the ballot, he can be on the ballot.
he's ranking 6% right now of the national vote, and Texas usually swings the other way by 4 points. So all I'm saying is if he's on the ballot and like at least 6% of Texans, I know that's not how it actually
Are you
works.
saying Texas is going to go blue?
I'm just saying.
No, Texas is not going blue.
I'm not
Texas
saying it's
is
going
not.
blue. I'm saying that it's within the realm of a possibility. It's a very, 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 very low possibility. Just like how every 4 years people are like, Texas could technically be in place if like, you know, Mercury's in retrograde and the 5 planets align. But yeah, I'm just saying now instead of Mercury needing to be in retrograde and the 5 planets aligning, there's like just 4 planets that need to align, you know?
I mean, for context, Texas has not gone blue since Jimmy Carter. So that was decades ago, and I don't see that happening again. I mean, it would have been more fitting for it to have gone blue for Biden's second term, you know, like to insanely just like, I mean, when Biden's record reflects that of like a very, honestly, he's been on the wrong side of like a lot of issues. I was not expecting him to govern as progressively as he did in a lot of
I
ways.
was so surprised. I was like not expecting anything at all. I'm like, okay. Biden.
So like, I don't know, the comment thread, I was going to say like the comment thread is that like, you know, middle of the road white dudes that may or may not have been up for the moment, but so it's more complicated than that. But with back to Joe Rogan, just like, I don't know, like it's,
They're testing the waters. They're just seeing like, oh, is enough of my like audience non-MAGA that I can get, or not super hardcore MAGA that I can get away with like pivoting.
Why are we watching these women again? Because people want to see it, okay? People want to see me sit here and just get frustrated by like meandering conversations. I don't know why. I don't know what's so entertaining about it. Just seeing me find the most unentertaining content I can and then just getting frustrated by it. But that's what people come here for. So that's what we're doing.
Basically, that's the way I perceive it.
Joe Rogan will agree with whoever's like the last person in the room with him. I feel like he's just a constant like people.
These people. Okay. You want context here. You want context. So Pxie here used to be on Twitch politics panels. Okay. She once called a guy called Mindwaves, who ran the N-word panel. She once called him sexist for not inviting enough women on the panel. And then she hung around the Destiny's community for a long time. And then Erin, the one on the right, was in the 4th most popular video on Destiny's channel, where he debates students on college campuses. And she kind of won in a debate against him about wokeness on college campuses. And so she got quite popular in his community because of that.
He wants to be on the side of like where his fan base is at. So I don't even think that he's not even necessarily retracting the things that he said about Rogan if he said what you said. But he doesn't want to be perceived as like partisan. I feel like his whole, I'm actually more surprised that like earlier on in the campaign he didn't try to go with
And
like, the
dates
labels, like,
liking,
Andrew
right?
Yang.
Wow, that's very sexist of you, 3/3 Polly, to just be defining women based on who they're in a relationship with. But yes, yeah, this is Lycan's girlfriend. Yes, Polly. Okay. Very sexist of you, though. I disavow anything like that.
Wow.
Okay.
Yang
Just so
Gang.
Yang Gang. He honestly does strike me more of like a Silicon Valley like Yang Gang type.
Really?
Yeah, because Austin is like the new up and coming like Silicon Valley.
Yeah, I've always seen Joe Rogan as more of like wanting to be a red-hearted American kind of, but just like with a slight twinge of independence.
All I know him is as the Fear Factor host. So this entire pivot into just like
Politics.
I mean, for the most part, he just has like long conversations with like not randos, but like a lot of the people that he has on are like public pseudo intellectuals and like kind of like quacks. But it's so funny to me that the reason why he said, well, I never took RFK Jr. seriously because everybody said he was a conspiracy theorist. And then I read his book, which is nothing but conspiracy nonsense. And then I was convinced. So I was like, so you are endorsing the conspiracy?
I watch
the
this.
conspiracies that he propagates. The other thing is that this metric of like, well, if the U.S. government he hasn't been sued or hasn't been censored, it's like, dude, why would that, like, with American, that's like the one good thing about this country is that, like, the First Amendment, it's very difficult for you to be like sued for your speech or even things that you put, like him having some harebrained conspiracy or hypothesis. Why would that be like libelous or whatever? I mean, like, you're allowed under the Constitution and like the government, even as far as what private entities can do to like hold people to account for the things that they write or whatever. It would be just like a waste of time and money for any pharmaceutical company or the FDA or the government to try to pursue that as what for damages against RFK Jr.'s book, which exists purely to be held up is for him to say, I wrote a book. As far as the amount of people,
really rather you didn't commission explicit artwork of anything that represents. Thank you. I'd prefer that.
that have actually, there's the amount of people that own it, which is already a tiny amount of people, and then there's the amount of people that have read it, which is an even smaller pool of people. And I certainly doubt, I do not believe Joe Rogan for a second that he actually read that fucking book cover to cover.
I know, but I love this. I love this because it means that getting Joe Rogan to believe almost anything I want him to believe is going to be incredibly easy. All I have to do is read a book
and not get sued.
Yeah, that's
True.
fucking genius. Like, oh my god, like the possibilities are endless. Like, I'm gonna have Joe Rogan in a year or two talking about, like, you know what, like, you can actually eat rat meat. Like, you know what, like, that's, you could do it and it's actually good for you. And Big Pharma just like is trying to hide all the rats for their little experiments because they don't want you to eat rat meat. And like, he'll fucking believe it.
That metric could be used. Why does he only pull out that metric?
Didn't like and get fired from Destiny's podcast. Yeah, that's what I understand. That was the sense I got. Was that he was producer and they weren't happy with his performance, so he was dropped. And so he's gone to this podcast to really turn it around, to bring those skills. From it he's learned from anything else to produce this great content.
For what he'll believe for like right-wing harebrained shit. Instead of like Noam Chomsky or whatever. It's like, well, Chomsky's never been sued, so dude must have something worthwhile to say. Like, he would never in a million years dream of doing this towards someone like way more left-leaning, to say the least, than RFK Jr., which is the lowest part of their possible. It's insane to me that people actually believe for a second that he was a Democrat literally just because there was a D next to his name and because his father, like, he's part of the Kennedy family. Even though the entire Kennedy family is like denounced.
He stopped letting Destiny. Okay.
Him as a nutball.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm surprised Rogan, and he believes, like, you know, small government, like, everybody tyrannical, whatever, like that type of school of thought. For me,
Would like and give up on streaming? I assume
it would be a bigger metric of truth if somebody did get sued. Because, like, if I was a Joe Rogan, you know, mentality, whatever, I'd be like, they're trying to censor the truth. You know, they don't like the fact that this is true and it came out. Like, I don't know. That's why I would, if I was somebody who was claiming, like, the government be corrupt, which it is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pick all we have better reasons for hating the government than they do. They pick the actual parts that that are like worthwhile and keep the country functioning, like the FDA, not the actual worthwhile parts of criticizing. Okay. What is it? I want to see this. I want to read this article though. Okay. So back to the one from Midas Touch. We're gonna also do like a journalism review because I constantly I like the Midas Touch Twitter account, but in the same way that I like the Occupy Democrats Twitter account, which is like they're talking about relevant stuff that I'm interested in, but I don't know how decent the reporting is gonna be.
Here, I'm gonna close this. Ad. Yeah. Get out, sizzle. I don't care what you sizzle.
Sizzle?
That's what the ad said.
Nice.
Okay, you gonna read it?
Trump attacks Joe Rogan after he voices support for RFK Jr. The MAGA section of the Republican Party is actively falling apart. Donald Trump took to Truth Social today to issue a scathing attack against Joe Rogan after Rogan expressed support for.
Why is Kennedy selling conspiracies? Yeah, I don't know why you would ask that. It's obviously because he's fried his brain with drugs. I think it's pretty obvious. Yeah, I agree, Deeper Armor.
RFK Jr. over Trump on his podcast yesterday. Rogan said of RFK Jr., he's the only one that makes sense to me. As Rogan's comments quickly went viral, the battered Trump quickly went on to the attack, stating, it'll be interesting to see how loudly Joe Rogan gets booed the next time he enters the UFC ring. MAGA 2024, he posted on his Truth Social app. This comes after Midas Touch reported that right-wing influencers are actively fleeing the MAGA wing of the Republican Party amid concerns in the MAGA crowd over the direction of the Trump campaign. Dude, what is that article even supposed to look like? No one is flooding MAGA right now. Or like they managed to publish an article for the 2 seconds that Tim Pool had said that he was going to vote for RFK Jr. then like immediately flip-flops, which is what we're going to talk about later.
I just troll. Oh my god.
Yeah, he literally just said he was just doing it to troll. I mean, I honestly,
JK.
yeah, I was going to say it was just a haha JK unless meme. Just in the past week, right-wing influencers from Joe Rogan to Laura Loomer to Kyle Rittenhouse have all publicly expressed concern about Donald Trump and his campaign. Rogan, with his large and influential platform, is the latest and most devastating defection from the Trump train. The Trump campaign is spiraling as the Harris for President campaign gains more momentum by the minute, while the Harris campaign is raising record amounts of money with hundreds of op the party.
It's almost nobody. Well,
it is almost nobody. There's a reason why you can name Liz Cheney. There's a reason why you can name Mitt Romney, and even like Mike Pence. Like, I'll even throw him in there as like a Republican against Trump, or like George Bush, and it's like because they're fucking irrelevant as far as the Republican Party is concerned. Liz Cheney was ousted, even though when you look at her record, she voted more conservatively and with the Trump administration's agenda more than people like, yeah, like literally more than 90%, versus someone like Matt Gaetz or whatever, who is totally a Trump toady, but when you actually look at his votes, he voted with him less than even Liz Cheney did. So it's like, yeah, they're on board with everything that Trump says, thinks, believes. They just don't like his stupid Twitter presence and how annoying,
how he says it.
Yeah, how he's mean. It's totally like a style over substance thing. So like, I don't know, it's too much for the article to be saying that like his campaign is hemorrhaging. It's like, dude, they didn't need the Lincoln Project. They didn't need Republicans against Trump. The other thing that pisses me off is that these people want influence in the Democratic Party, and they're just bringing right-wing values into the party.
Oh, that's so fucking annoying. It's like, no, go back to your own party, or, you know, start your own. You're never going to do that because you're never going to get traction.
Join No Labels.
But, like, stop trying to come in here. Like, you're not allowed in here.
I know. It's like, just people like fucking, what's his name?
Genius.
He's literally like the architect of one of the architects of the Iraq War, as they call him, Powell.
What?
Oh, okay, I was going to say,
Why? Why are you guys so mean? You're so fucking mean. Guys, take it easy. Can't we just try and listen to what they're saying? Okay, guys, surely you can try and... These are people just like you with thoughts and opinions. Why can't you just engage with what they're saying instead of being so rude and dismissive?
Who's like, you should spit on the fucking ground every time you hear his fucking name. Was someone who, like, before he passed away was the one, because I'm pretty sure he died, right? He died like 2 years ago.
Probably.
He died around Halloween.
Oh, wow.
He turned into a ghost for Halloween. So yeah, spooky times, folks. He was going on CNN saying that he was like, well, we have no choice but to like go to the Democratic Party now because it's the party that represents my values. And I mean, like, he's not entirely wrong. Like, there is a corporate wing of the Democratic Party, like every major party on this fucking like just in any Western country or whatever, even like the major liberal and like left-wing parties or whatever are still going to have wings that are like more center left, you know, closer to center right than I'd like them to be. And of course that's the side that he's like slow that you know, these Republicans against Trump or whatever, like trying to intrude upon. It's like, no, get away. Because even the most conservative Democrats, someone like, you know, like Joe Manchin is like known for being a conservative Democrat, but again, when you look at his voting records, it's like, yeah, he's a pain in the ass because people like he and Fetterman like stake out positions on like really popular progressive policies where they're like virulently anti. Like Manchin talks about being like anti-Medicare for all, or like he doesn't want to cancel student debt. But when you actually look at how he votes like 80%. Yeah, like 80% over the 80% of the time he's voting for Democrats. So to me, it's like it's a waste of time to be like going after those Democrats in the same way that like Republicans waste a bunch of time freaking out over AOC because she's one person. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy clowning on like Marjorie Taylor Greene as much as like the next person, but I feel like the you know, people freaking out over Marjorie Taylor Greene is justified because she's somebody who actually believes in like QAnon. You know, or like Jewish space lasers. Like these are people that have actually drunk the Republican Kool-Aid that was there to just get the rubes on board with the fucking Republican Party.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you weren't supposed to actually believe any of that shit. You were just supposed to peddle it to like unassuming people that you're trying to get on board into your coalition. You didn't actually have to believe it, but to have somebody in QAnon and who's on important committees in Congress, yeah, that freaks me out. But it's like, dude, could these people who hate AOC, it's just like the advertisements and like the boilerplate, like thank you
policy,
for
whatever.
Yeah, like anytime that he's talking about like policy or something like semi-serious.
I
like,
have it on
like,
1.5 to be fair, but it's just like
okay, somebody passed us to like the fucking intern that they have running his Truth Social account, but other than that, I'm pretty sure Trump is the one coming up with all these insane tweets.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how. And it's their fault, right? Because they've set it up to be such a structure that there is no clear leader afterwards, essentially. Like, they put all their little chickens into Trump.
Why don't they why don't they find topics they're going to disagree on? Why don't they find some topics they might disagree on? I think that would be good content. I think that would actually be like worth watching.
He has quit streaming, producing. Soon Erin will quit dating Licken. Will Licken quit converting to Judaism? Will Licken quit sugar and spice? Will he quit supporting Hamas? Will Licken quit being Destiny's chef? And most importantly, will Licken...
Life was the last one. Life was that last one. From a user called TOS Friendly Donator. Thank you for the $5. Thank you.
He likes Straighty Vance. Straighty Vance is a fucking loser, couch fucker, dolphin lover, whatever you want to call it. Dolphin sexual. It sounds like I'm a Republican.
It was about quitting
like,
life.
Make fun of LGBTQ people. But no, what I'm trying to say is that nobody gives a fuck about JD Vance. And who's next? Who's next? Like, there's no... Trump made the Republican Party about Trump. And if there is no Trump, there's nothing. There's nothing left. The closest thing he can do, and what's definitely not going to happen, but the ideal would be he would kick out Vance, put the
This entire podcast is a straight up round robbing on random political topics. Yes. They need focus. They need to find something they disagree about. They need to be able to argue. Because just this, like, oh, yeah, I wish the Democratic Party was more progressive. There's too many libs in the Democratic Party, but it's not really worth primarying them. It's not worth freaking out about that stuff because they vote with the progressive stuff most of the time. There's just a few wedge issues with it. It's just constantly back and forth about just like, okay, here's what. If you met a girl in college and started talking to her about politics, here's what she'd say to you. Just back and forth for 3 hours a week.
Vice presidency under somebody within his family, essentially, and then step off himself. That would
Who
be,
in his family?
That's $1 million question because I don't think anybody in his family would want to take it over. Or
None of his, like, I think that they all like the peripheral fame that they get from being, like, related to Trump or whatever, but I can't see them actually wanting to do something. It's like, Trump was saying that, like, the vice president doesn't have an important role, and it's like, that's... I'm not gonna give him props for that because the vice president is like an extremely consequential decision about like whether or not you're gonna actually, that kind of does set the tone for what your administration can look forward to or whatever. That's why
well, it's your first big decision as president.
Yeah, it's your first big decision as president. That's a person who would assume the office if something were to happen to you, which is why like Hillary Clinton's made the huge mistake of getting like Tim Kaine, which is like a Democrat.
It feels like they're just picking relevant topics out of it. They're not picking topics they have strong feelings about. It's just like, what are the Twitter topics this week? When, for a podcast, you would really want them to talk about stuff they've got an interest in, they've got strong feelings on, so that they can talk about it with some sort of, like, depth or a unique perspective in some way, but it's not. It's just like, this is what progressive women think.
Like, who hadn't even established a presence. Like, in a lot of ways, Waltz was that person or whatever. Like, dude, you think that I knew who Tim Waltz was before, like, 3 weeks ago? Fuck no. Most of the Democratic base didn't.
But he proved himself in the VP stakes, basically.
He did, because he was getting a lot of hype leading up to the VP stakes. Same with Josh.
Erin, yeah, the Republicans are bad, but what people don't understand, the Republicans actually believe being bad in the Democrats, not bad like the Republicans are. Pxie, yeah, they're bad. Okay.
Shapiro or whatever. It's like, no, I don't think that the average person knows who a random governor of like a swing state is, but with a press cycle in the last few weeks. But like Hillary Clinton, like there was no press that I remember talking about like before, like, oh, it's between Tim Kaine or somebody else or whatever. Like the predictions this time, there was a lot more speculation about who was going to join Kamala Harris for this ticket. And there was a lot of that with JD Vance, and it was like largely positive until they actually saw how poorly he is in front of a crowd and how uncharismatic he is. I really do think it's one of those things that, like, he's one of those candidates that the more people see of them, the less they like them.
Literally.
This is what happened with, like, Ron DeSantis. That had... Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm going to get water. On that note, I'm getting water.
So, we gotta start skipping through. It's too much.
That, I don't know, people anyway, like... I think people just like Chris Christie's energy, but they don't actually like him personally. But... let's see what the chat is up to really quickly. Someone mentioned in YouTube chat that he had throat cancer. You think that's gonna change the fact that he sounds terrible? No, it doesn't. It's not gonna make me feel worse for him. Sorry. RFK Jr. is like that clip of him talking about like a story he did not need to tell, just going out of his way to be like, yeah, I like dumped a bear off on the side of the road that had been in my truck, and then admitting that was a mistake to do that. Like the things that he said randomly, to his just points that he's like made
random.
to it.
That's because there was an expose coming out. I'll be about
that he's addressed. Port ML captive during. How you guys doing? What?
I was gonna say
Wait, don't close the door. It'll get super hot in here.
Oh, okay.
We got rules, Pxie.
Excuse. This anthrax attacks.
Was there talking about like the bear thing?
Yeah, like there's a bunch of memes of just like the three things, and then RFK Jr. saying some random.
So I was staying at the Watergate Hotel, where he like randomly said something about like he wouldn't have supported MLK Jr. or something like that.
What the fuck? Oh,
RFK
no, Megan,
Jr.,
just
MLK.
no supporting.
RFK Jr. defends Kennedy administration wiretap of Martin Luther King. This was January 14th of this year. Why would you say that? No one is asking you for your position on this. Like, the fact that he would go out of his way to say...
like, well, you know, I could see why they would.
Yeah, it was justified to, you know, spy on, like, a beloved from the... Maybe is the type of people that are attracted to the RFK Jr. campaign are like, yeah, they're the type to embrace conspiracy, but they're also the type that they put authenticity over everything. So if you're authentically a dumbass like he is, they like that. It doesn't matter how stupid what you're saying is or how ill-informed or ignorant it is. It's like, well, he wouldn't be saying
Erin spitting here. You're right.
saying such stupid things unless he actually believed them. So he's got my vote. I mean, that's half of what Rogan was saying, which is that he supports him because he's not like the other politicians. It's more of just like the outsider rhetoric or whatever.
Not like the other girls, but from politicians.
Which is so stupid because Kennedy is the Kennedy family. He's part of the Kennedy family. Like literally one of the few political dynasties you can actually point to in the United States. Because other than like a few really key people at like the federal level, like yeah, the Clintons or whatever, but like that even failed because Hillary Clinton didn't end up
being president.
Yeah, and like her daughter Chelsea Clinton is not actively trying to pursue any office as far as I know. You have the Kennedys, and then you have like the like you can point to the Obama.
I'm suffering.
I'm just thinking of RFK.
It won't. I didn't realize that the Twitch app is not going to show you any chat activity until you join.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh, our chat's empty. Super cool.
Oh, well, I'm trying to like scroll down and everything. Whatever. The Bush family. Oh, the Bush family is a political dynasty. That is true.
Okay.
George
Bush, Jeb did not end up becoming the Republican nominee. So it's like, to the extent that they're trying to be.
His father.
What do you mean?
It was in politics. Okay.
George Bush. Yeah.
I mean, the reason why the Kennedys weren't more of a fixture in American politics.
They also got killed.
It's called. On the one hand, it seems like an excessive amount of people from that family have died or been killed or shot or like died in freak accidents. But then,
yeah, the Bush family.
On the other hand, it's didn't successfully pass the torch from him to Jeb, which is weird because if I'm going based off the biopic with like Josh Brolin, they make it seem like the one that's called W. I watched this years ago. Where at least from the fictionalized account of his life and his like up and coming start as a career politician, George Bush was like told by his family, like, no, you're not the politician, you're the loser who gets into like yeah, you got into fancy like Harvard or Stanford.
You're the loser brother. You're the brother that never became president.
Any like cool people in politics, the liberal like mainstream people or whatever, which like, oh, that's what I was saying like way back. I love my mind. With how conservatives, it shouldn't be
I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I don't know if I can do this any longer. Oh my god, is there anything else going on? Let's go back to sugar and spice. Let's have it sped up a little bit as well because it's quite difficult in normal speed.
I sometimes feel I go like back and forth between like no, conservatives dominate a lot of the culture war, and then like, well, conservatives actually like when I see them, they fail a lot culturally because I see their answer in like rebuttal to like Waltz's campaign, like for Veep, and seeing the like tampon Tim thing, and I'm like, dude, this is like it just makes me think of that Paul Joseph Watson tweet where he's like, the right is getting better at comedy and lefties are becoming more scared or something like that. And so it's like, oh yeah, these people have like nothing unless you already agree with them.
No, I mean it's fucking free advertising. Tampon Tim. Oh, why are they calling him that? Oh my god, he gave free men.
I know that was like such a self-own. And I also saw, even though this is probably worse than if you're a conservative, that Trump wrote in like he signed a federal provision under his tenure that mandated that federal prisons have to provide menstrual products to inmates, which you know that ain't exactly like the beacon of progressive politics. It's like should just be the bare minimum.
But it's still something. It's still like,
it is still him provisioning the same types of products that they're getting on Tim Walz now for. It's like Republicans being inconsistent. Shocker. They probably didn't even know that, but
I think what is it? They got really mad at the JD Vance couch stuff, and then they're trying to make an equivalent with like horse semen and Tim Walz.
Yeah,
but it just like I saw.
Wait, horse semen?
Yeah, they're like saying like, oh, he swallowed horse semen.
Why?
As revenge for the JD Vance couch. It's not rooted in anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like.
Oh wait, is this the Don Jr. thing?
Yeah,
the meme. Okay, like there was a meme that Don Jr. posted of like these like sperms floating, and it was like,
I can't wait to be a stallion like my dad.
Yeah, and it's like, but you're in Tim Walz's stomach right now. That completely went over my head. I did not realize that was the counter argument that they were trying to make. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but it's definitely not going to land with anybody who isn't completely bought into like all the MAGA like
really online shit.
Yeah, like
that is funny. The whole semen thing is funny.
Shit.
But so bad at making up fucking nicknames now. Like, what happened? Like, I know Trump has lost his sauce or whatever. Like, he's not the same candidate he used to be. But holy shit, you know what you could say? Like, I'm not afraid to bring this up. Like, I will. Like, I'm going to even. I'll make a video and everything. But, why not Hitler Harris? Okay, if he's like talking, I'm being serious. Like, if you're saying, oh no, like you know, like, is she? You're laughing, but you're laughing because it's good.
See, this is why I said don't fight the accusations that you're working for Project 2025. You're just giving them.
Who are these these women, these ladies, these women? What you mean? Okay, please don't be misogynistic in my chat. Okay, guys, please be respectful of women. Guys, okay. These are this is the girl that Destiny debated in the 4th most popular video on this channel, and the other one is some feminist.
Ideas.
Well, I'm like offended. I'm offended that I am a 24-year-old progressive woman that can, like, Puerto Rican, that is making up better fucking roasts than, like, the presidential nominee who's supposed to be known for his great nicknames, okay? And, you know, Hitler Harris works both ways, because it works in the sense of, like, oh, you know, he's saying, like, oh, Jewish people shouldn't vote for her, she doesn't care about Israel, blah, blah, blah. But you have the Palestinian people being like, oh, no, she's like,
this is a Harris. It calls everyone. See them not caring. I'm just making
okay, no, well, you didn't just get this stuff. Okay.
Use it.
That's true. This is a bipartisan attack.
You know, literally, like, why? And it's so easy. Like, how is, I don't know. I'm not saying, I don't, personally, I want Harris to win, so I don't want to see that on social media.
Yeah.
But
it's right there. I'm surprised.
It's there.
I'm surprised. No, I cannot credit Republicans with thinking this far ahead or whatever, because I'm like, no, the same, you know, the right wing has complained that, like, the left calls everybody Hitler or whatever. For them to turn around and do it towards Kamala would be, like, a stunning turn of hypocrisy. Even for the right, that would be insane. Yeah. But I could see them not caring and just making it work. Like, yeah, she's like Hitler, so what?
Yeah.
You know, if you're going so far, like, Trump is saying all these, like, weird comments, like, yeah, you're a self-hating Jew, you need to have your head examined if you're a fucking Jew who's, like, voting for Kamala Harris or whatever. It's like, yeah, then just holler that.
Just do it. No, but yeah, horrible Harris, that's another one.
Horrible Harris.
I mean, that's more PG, but it's still better than Kamala. Like,
I found an article talking about the Kamala thing. Hold on. That I want to, like, Trump keeps calling Harris Kamala, but nobody seems to know the meaning behind it. Okay, me, I guess I'm not alone. Donald Trump has tried out a number of nicknames as he tries to define Kamala Harris in the presidential race. There was Laughin' Kamala, Laughin' spelled L-A-F-F-I. Okay,
that makes it sound like it's really fucking racist.
I don't think it's that. I think he literally doesn't even know either. And then he hasn't spoken to Trump about it. I think the president, obviously, he loves to give people nicknames, and I think he's going to keep on doing that.
Wow.
Another, like, trash nothing statement.
It's inspiring, honestly. He's going to keep doing. Wow, thank you.
That if somebody actually did a skit, like, if
I will defend, because that's something I would fucking do. Okay, like, that's every time I see the embarrassing Joe Biden. You see, I call Joe Biden Donald Trump. You see, that's exactly what I mean. I'm just like, wow,
he's
that's
just
so
like me, for real.
Yeah, no, that's.
You're not concerned that we might be missing valuable insights every time you skip ahead. Yeah, I'm just. It's actually we're skipping over world-changing stuff here. That could be really. They're really hitting on the heart of, you know, what people are thinking. But I'm just missing it because I'm skipping 3-4 minutes at a time. Don't you think like it'd be really good if, like, Donald Trump had, like, better nicknames for, like, Kamala Harris, like?
Something I would do, like, easy.
No, I don't. I guess I think it's a toxic way to look at things or whatever. Because, like, I'm not going to hold the president to the standards that I'd hold myself to. I hold him to higher standards, obviously.
I hold myself to the president standards.
No.
I have.
This is why everything that they say is typically on, like, a, what's it called? The things? What are the things called?
Oh, are you talking about the graph that's like...
The graph? No, I'm talking about what they...
Please move on to different topics.
I don't think that they're really voting on that because I think...
Yeah, we'll fix it.
Wait.
Talk about it.
Yeah, a ton of Republicans are...
No follower, I guess, on... Why is our thing like that? It should not be like that.
We had Raven and who?
Yeah, Starfire.
And Starfire. And then we also had, like, 2 Pokemon, but now it's not showing it.
We'll fix it later. I should have not clicked it. I was just...
Raven and Starfire. Dude, I think it... Oh, get me out. Get me out. Get me out. Okay.
But, what is it? Oh, God. No, we're good. But, yeah, most people don't give a fuck about trans issues. They just
not enough to vote on it.
There's, like, 1% of the population is trans, you know? Like, it's super fucking low.
I mean, 1% of the country is, like, immigrants, but they're managing to campaign on that.
I'm convinced that's only happening because of, what is it called? I'm 99% sure, like, after COVID, or people got so much more isolated within their communities because, like, they couldn't really go anywhere or do many things, that became, like, a lot easier to stir up, like, anti-immigrant sentiment because, like, people just had less experience with them. So I think, like, that's why so many people are, like, okay, like, anti-immigrant policy or, like, you know, being, like, super anti-immigrant. Because, before that, like, it was not nearly as much, like...
I mean, to the extent that COVID impacted it, I don't think it was because people were feeling like ICE had been, like, not ingratiated, but, like, connecting with their community more. And that's...
He's just like Starfire. They think Stylo. Erin's just like Raven. I think that's so accurate. Oh man. I almost want to get like a Raven and Starfire picture to cover over the screen. Just cover over the video. Just leave the audio playing.
Suddenly.
Well, no, I think it's one of those things that's like a lot of people, the way that they base off politics or even like, you know, like general policy, it's okay, how does this relate to my real life or whatever?
Right.
So it's like, oh, like, you know, immigrant. What do I think when I think immigrant? Oh, I think about like Tony down the street. He's always like super nice to me, blah, 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 blah. And then during like COVID, you just had like, you know, extreme isolation or whatever.
I feel like COVID was a time where people actually ramped up the xenophobia because people did not want, but not for that reason. It wasn't just because they were shutting their house.
Pull up
They
like
were
one
being
Raven
told in the
pic.
media through like, especially right-wing media spheres, and like Trump himself going and saying like, yeah, the China virus, like it's Chinese people that are bringing the shit. It's Mexicans. It's people coming across the border. Like that was like one of the accomplishments that he would like brag about when he was, you know, commander-in-chief and overseeing that entire fucking catastrophe. It was saying that like, well, I shut down the borders even though they told me not to do it. They said I'd be called racist or whatever, and like Pelosi called me racist for trying to like shut down immigration, but I didn't want these people coming in because I didn't want them to be spreading COVID. It's like, dude, you literally did the Muslim ban. Like no one's gonna
like,
anyone with a fucking brain or like a memory that can remember like what you did at the beginning of the presidency is not gonna buy that. Like, oh yeah, this is why you're instituting Mr. Build the Wall. Yeah, that's the COVID is the reason why you're instituting these strict opportunistic immigration plans. Surely, yeah, but I don't know. It's one of those issues that the pendulum just swings depending on how cruel people are being to them. Yeah. Because when Trump instituted the child separation policy, suddenly support. People were really mad about that. Suddenly support for immigrants and like immigrant rights skyrocketed, and Democrats coasted off of that. And like going into 2020, all of them were on board with like, I would never like, we need to get rid of kids in cages. Like we need to completely revamp our family separation. Yeah, like we need to get rid of. Even Trump ended up getting rid of family separation, but then like as soon as like that's what I mean, like when that's not right in front of people, it's like, oh yeah, that's a logical conclusion of all of this rhetoric, or like saying if you think that like immigrants are invading this country or whatever, then like naturally, yeah, you would build a wall and you would separate them and you would do all these draconian immigrant policies. But then if people don't actually see that happening, it's like an apple that's rotting because like it got left out. You know, like suddenly if it's not right, the cruelty's not right in front of them, they start to actually assume that like, see, like it's okay. Yeah, it's okay to be that cruel to that segment of the population.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think what is it? I really don't care about Democrats' immigration policy because I don't think that there's anything that they can, unless if they win like a big majority, and then I'll start being like a little bit more hesitant or whatever. But as things currently stand, like they try to pass one of like the most strict immigration laws or immigration bills.
Kamala Harris is saying that she's gonna sign that fucking bill if she becomes a president. It's like, dude, don't remind me. Don't remind. I know, and I'm thinking like, what do you mean that you're gonna sign it if you become president? Like, I guess I can't remember if that was embedded in a speech where she was saying, well, we need to take back like the House and the Senate, and then I'd sign it or something like that. Or assuming that maybe it would. Like if all else being equal, she wouldn't have said that unless there was a basis for her saying it. So maybe she thinks that some of the provisions within that bill can be signed via executitive order. But it's like, dude, don't remind me that you're gonna do that.
I totally just I zoned out and started going on my phone. I totally just zoned, dude. Let's skip through again.
Policies on it. So you're saying that well, I don't know because
I shouldn't even say that because it's like the progressive answer to these to like more to immigration. It's like I'm at a loss for words because I don't see immigration.
So I think the problem with like having the like just let them in policy or idea is that the voters like currently don't feel like that's good. Like they feel like that's just like a bigger
Oh, that's kind of true actually. No. We'll be fair. Erin does talk like Raven. That's true. That's fair.
I want to say like stab or knife to the back essentially.
Yeah.
So it becomes like a thing of like how do you address like these underlying like voters' concerns or make them feel like economically essentially like stable enough or well enough to then like be able to like have immigration not be this big scary boogeyman that it currently is.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating because a lot of it goes back to other progressive policies, like essentially like advocating for like free childcare for all or whatever, just like generally having a like, you know, a larger minimum wage essentially, or just having like cause as much like internal
as far as like promising to not become a nuclear power and whatnot, and like stop it was going to be like supervised like uranium testing. Basically, like, there was going to be a lot of oversight from the West.
Subscriber on our YouTube.
Thanks for following, guys. Following, subscribing,
both, either one.
Thanks for being here. We love you guys. And like next president to the table because we had sanctioned their country, and so I was like, okay, well, let's try to engage in negotiations and see what we can do to get the United States to not sanction us. So they reverse oh my god, I can't like this is like years ago, so I'm like trying to recall the details of like the Iran nuclear deal, but like from what I remember, Trump ripping that up and like undoing like this huge part of the Obama administration.
They have more than 5 years
main
right
legacy.
Now. It's just
but then like what does that show to countries that we have sanctioned right. So it's like, okay, so they sanction if the United States sanctions us, and then we come to the table and negotiate. It's entirely possible that the next president will just come in and totally reverse that. So there is no point if we are sanctioned, if like a country is sanctioned, to try to engage in negotiations with the United States because they just see, oh, okay, well if we're
the next presidency,
we're at the whims of the next president, so we cucked ourselves out by coming to the table, even though we've been sanctioned by them. We try to give and take, and like Iran did give a lot for in the nuclear deal, as far as like promising to not become a nuclear power and whatnot, and like stop. It was going to be like supervised like uranium testing. Basically, there was going to be a lot of oversight from the West.
Subscriber on our YouTube.
Thanks for following, guys. Following, subscribing,
both, either one.
Thanks for.
Deep. Bro, deep. Do not take this the wrong way, but the only people I can imagine watching this are those 14 hours into a meth-fueled goon binge. So fucked up. Oh my god.
For being here, we love you guys. Wow,
look
how easy it is to make me lose my train of thought.
ADHD brain go brrr.
Following is like ripping up the ticket that I had to my train of thought. yeah, there's all that does is, I don't know, it just is inherently unstable to me to like have this policy of like, again, like what are we attempting to accomplish here with sanctions?
Yeah, no, I think what you've convinced me of is probably sanctioning probably should be something that has like a check or balance with like Congress essentially. So then that would fuck, I can't remember. My train of thought be bad. Also, what is it? This is random, but you kind of look like Mabel right now with a little
Like
sweater.
Mabel?
Mabel from Gravity Falls, like a little sweater jacket.
Oh, I forgot I'm not 10, so I never saw this.
Oh my god, you don't have to be 10 years old to appreciate.
No, I remember
Gravity
this
Falls.
the show, but I never watched it because I think by the time it came out, I was already in high school.
So was I. Okay,
Sugar and spice, people. I'm spicy sugar. I was not watching Gravity Falls in high school. Although I have my own share of like.
See, this would be a great opportunity for Erin to berate Pxie for watching cartoons as a near adult. This would be a great opportunity for some content, but it's not going to happen.
This is random, but you kind of look like Mabel right now with a little
Like
sweater.
Mabel?
Mabel from Gravity Falls, like a little sweater jacket.
Oh, I forgot I'm not 10, so I never saw this.
Oh my god, you don't have to be 10 years old to appreciate.
No, I remember
Gravity Falls.
this show, but I never watched it because I think by the time it came out, I was already in high school.
So was I. Okay,
Sugar and spice, people. I'm spicy sugar. I was not watching Gravity Falls in high school. Although I have my own share of like embarrassing shows to be like rewatching
I'm
or
not
whatever.
even embarrassed by it.
Maybe you should be. No, all of these, I probably would, like, Gravity Falls seems like it was in the same tier of, like, adults that enjoy Adventure Time, so yeah, it's an animation or whatever. It's, like, probably targeted at kids, but it's gonna have, like, a huge adult fan base built into it. I have to get more water, so I'm gonna put the camera on you, and you can talk to our chat.
Oh my god, hi chat. How you guys doing? How's your day been? Oh my god, we just got 20 viewers. That's what, because I'm so.
Wow, because it's you.
Yeah, because it's just me. No. Oh no, oh my god. We're good on the camera. Oh, hi. Yes, center me, baby. So I'm gonna start solo streaming probably once a week, maybe twice a week, for you guys who are wondering. I'm nervous about it. It's going to be my first solo stream in a long while. I got some really cool cameras, and I'm also gonna start making like little vlogs. Well, not vlogs. I'm gonna start doing like little video exposés. So I think my first one might be conservative expose Groomergeddon, and like just giving all the examples of like people being like LGBTQ or groomers, but here I am advocating for child marriage, or highlighting like the whole thing of like, you know, the Trump campaign. You know, why do they blame the campaign and never Trump? So I'm between those two. I was also going to do one comparing Biden and Kamala Harris's stances on Israel-Palestine, and I bought a cheerleader outfit for that one because like I kind of want to do a bit. I'm not going to go more into detail with that until it happens, if it happens.
Deep. Okay, so around that, so you saw those subscribe. Guys, it's not good to do this. I shouldn't bring attention to it, really. At this moment, chat is exclusively Safe Travels Squire messages.
But yeah, I don't know which one of those ideas you guys like the most, or if any, or if you guys have video suggestions.
Well, I mean, we won't be able to see it.
them
It's
all,
not going to be
'cause,
live
like,
right now.
Yeah, it just be like that.
was-
I just be like that. I'm glad you don't think it sounds hilarious, Avalani. That's
Dude, have you guys heard... what do you think of UK riots? Have you guys heard of Nuxtaku? You guys should talk about Nuxtaku. Nuxtaku had a really bad take on trans people. You should look into it. Nuxtaku does that piece of garbage. What have I done? I always ruin everything. Assimilating like natives still haven't done, yet want benefits of our society. And who bombed Europe? So we destroy and rebuild. Look what happened after the war and what country popped up in 1948. For what reason? We thought the... I'm not reading that. Can she name any adversaries besides the ones the media tells you? Kuihman sends love. Safe travels, young Squire 07. Oh, many safe travels for you, Squire. Please don't stop your podcast. You can make it if you believe. Nukes are total bullshit used to scare the masses. They will never use them. Safe travels, safe travels, safe travels. Do not let the call of the siren pull you from the correct path, Squire. What are these women suggesting? All that war? Sanctions do nothing. Squire, what are you doing on a podcast? The Moors have taken the Holy Lands. Uh-huh. Squire, correct your posture and get into fighting stance. There are brigands approaching the camp. Good fortune on your quest, Squire. Safety jacket horse.
probably a horrible Abidjani. I mean, I don't know. English is hard. English is so hard sometimes.
Yeah, Tier None is not from this chat. This is not one of ours. This is a pure sugar and spice viewer. SS, as they call it.
Whatever podcast, they were like, oh, you know, how could she say that? It's because English is her second language. She says every other word right. And it's like, first of all, I don't say every other word right. You just haven't heard me or known me long enough to like realize the amount of mistakes I do. I used to say, instead of refrigerator, I used to say refrigerator. because I don't know, it just looks that way. And instead of island, I used to say island. And the one that I will die on, the hill I will absolutely die on, is that the plural of fish should not be fish. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, if I'm like, hey, look at that fish. Like, how are you gonna know if it's like a group of fish or just one? It should be fishes, okay? It should be, look at those fishes. Because then you know there's more than one fish. But whatever. I'll just, hi. I absolutely derailed the fucking conversation.
Okay.
We were talking about, well, I was just going on a little rant about how fucked it is that the plural of fish is supposed to be fish. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, you want to be fishes?
Yes.
It is fishes at this point.
It should be. That's what makes the most sense.
Yeah, actual 60 IQ rant. That's crazy.
Everything else is fucked. Everything else is big fish trying to.
That's not. It's meese.
Market share.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
moose and meese.
That's what Jill Stein does, LMAO.
I didn't see the.
Oh, we got chat.
Okay. Here.
Mooses.
I want to see the other clips that we have.
And other topics.
Yes. Or even.
Yes.
Finally get back on track
What's the
now.
problem?
Let's do some of
Oh,
what we
wait.
promised people we'd get to.
Marion gets mad at Tim. Or which one do you want to do?
Wait, which one?
I gotta see. Marion gets mad at Tim Pool or Pool responds to RFK.
Yeah, do it. Do that.
Okay.
Because he didn't actually mean this, but he tweeted out, "Oh, I support RFK Jr. now." He was all aboard the train, the RFK Jr. train.
Oh.
Like, this is what he was responding to, and I think he was replying.
Okay, what the
Like,
fuck
pull
does this mean? Pxie should be more attractive, IMO. What does that mean? I don't.
How do I? Oh. I'm so grateful to you, Tim, for your. Wait, is it shared right now?
Oh my god. Yeah, it is.
Okay, okay. I'm so grateful to you, Tim, for your confidence in me, but most of all, your steadfast defense of the Constitution and relentless love for our country. Oh, that's actually kind of sweet. That's actually kind of wholesome.
Yeah, shout out to the staffer who wrote that for RFK Jr. That was
Yeah.
good.
Getting the RFK pilled. And then Myron Gaines, the clown he is.
Has to
Honk,
reply.
honk. I don't know what's worse, him thinking this is real or aligning with Rabbi Shmuley and Israel when there's Zionist fingerprints all over his brother's and uncle's assassination. What the fuck?
Okay,
The
dude.
Jews
I mean,
killed
like,
RFK!
I mean, RFK Jr. is like, have you ever seen his debate with Crystal Kyle and friends?
No.
Where he wastes no time for like to accuse Crystal of being an anti-Semite because she was criticizing Israel.
Oh my
And
God.
he's like, why do we have to fixate on the Jews? Like, why do we hate the Jews or whatever? Like, and I was like, oh, okay, that's his like idea of like how this conflict should be looked at or whatever. Anybody that makes like a criticism, he's gonna like slap the anti-Semite label on. But yeah, something tells me that when Myron uses the term Zionist, like he does not just mean a person who subscribes to the ideology of Zionism. Shocker.
Well, but this is so funny because he's literally like I've heard a lot of
Well,
RFK conspiracies. Like I've
right.
heard like the CIA, the like what is it, weapons manufacturer. This is the first time I've heard like the
Oh,
Jews are
God,
responsible for his assassination. I don't know.
I guess it was weird to me that like Tim Pool hates talking about this issue. And when I can't remember who it was that he was talking to that like tried to engage with him on it, and he was like desperately trying
Guys,
to, like,
okay,
divert
we're
the
5
conversation
hours
away from
in.
the topic
I've
of
got to
Israel. He was just
start.
doing the gun sneak. The entire she was securing anything like that. People would just accuse you of being a secret like Trump toady or supporter, and like you must really want Trump to win if you're really bringing this up. Like now's not the time to bring that up.
Yeah.
And now I just see the same behavior from MAGA people on Twitter.
No, it's fucking embarrassing, honestly.
By
It's
you
like,
bringing out the thing that everybody who's living in reality can see, by you acknowledging that like Trump's polling numbers have been abysmal, or like not abysmal, I wish they've been abysmal, but have been steadily dropping since Harris has entered the race as the presidential campaign. Then that's you trying to help the Harris campaign, but that's you talking about something they don't want you talking about.
it's just such a fucking obvious vibe shift.
Yeah.
The vibe has shifted. Conservatives aren't really fucking excited about Trump right now. You have some still hardcore diehard fans or whatever, but it seems like the vast majority are kind of like, not to say that they'll ever vote for a Democrat. It just doesn't seem like they're very like enthusiastic or motivated compared to before the past.
But why would you look at, if you can see that it's starting to become less and less likely that Trump is going to win in November, why the fuck would you ever pivot to RFK Jr.? I guess you could say, because there's no chance in hell that he's going to win. RFK Jr. could literally have triple the polling numbers that he does now, like not just 6%,
Not even close.
literally like 18%, okay? And he would still not be anywhere close to beating Harris or beating Trump. He would just be a spoiler candidate and would actually be ruining chances for Trump, not Harris, because most RFK Jr. voters between
for
like,
Trump.
yeah, would rather vote for Trump over Harris any day.
I think the problem is they're kind of trying to look for like a new leader somewhat, or somebody who's like, they view, I don't know, his ideals was what I supported.
What
like,
ideas?
That's $1 million. You don't have to
Other than like build the wall,
but doing your serious
have to lead over Trump. But they're just like,
close to end of COVID. But I'm Florida. So,
yeah, this is
travel.
actually, this stream is all about Pixie's retirement fund, you guys.
Actually.
Ball and tennis and swim. They do synchronized swimming and like bingo.
That's wild. I feel like
It is.
villages for Kamala shit.
No, I didn't.
There were like basically like I think hundreds of honestly of like golf carts lining up to like go like campaign.
Her own version of the beautiful boaters, the beautiful golfers. Dude, that is not the people that I want supporting Kamala Harris. But take anything that you can
I'm
get.
okay with that in the fucking Florida villages, like who
Because
else
it's
is gonna
like
reach other
because
people?
those people are like reactionary like suburbanites who live in like a weird dystopia. Like there's a documentary on Hulu called Some Kind of Heaven that is about just the villages and living there. It's like they're in a bubble, dude. It's insane. All day these people just play pickleball and tennis and swim. They do synchronized swimming and like bingo.
That's wild. I feel like
It is crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like that's something that would sound fun for like a little bit, and then I would go like slowly.
40
more
years. If
insane.
the average retirement, no, not 40. The average retirement age is like anywhere from like 60 to 65. And that's your like every
rest
single
of the
day. These
40
people
years.
golf every single fucking day. And apparently there are so many golf courses there that you could literally do a new golf course every single week.
That's wild. That's pretty crazy. I want to Twitch travel when I have.
When you're old, who has the energy to do that when you're like that old?
I will, maybe find. By the time I'm that old, I hope the technology.
Isn't the whole meme
advances
supposed to be
enough.
that like young people want to travel? I've never really heard of people wanting to travel when they're older.
Okay, well, all I'm saying is if I am rich enough and the technology has advanced enough, I would be down to be a 50-year-old. That's not that old. Like, drinking
No, that's not
wine
old.
in
That's
the
yeah, that's not
balcony.
when you're retiring.
Yeah, most
Unless you
people
really
retire.
pay your card rights.
Okay, well, maybe I get rich enough. My people on the Twitch support me enough that they're like, we want to see you.
Yeah, this is
travel.
actually the stream is all about Pixie's retirement fund, you guys.
Exactly. We're long-term goal planning here.
Yeah, we're definitely thinking, yeah, not just the
50
next year,
years.
not just the next 5 years, next 50 years.
Yeah, we'll be old ladies and still figuring sugar.
Yeah, if you guys want to see the podcast in Barcelona in 50 years, be sure to donate now.
Guys, did you hear that? 50 years of sugar and spice. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
And this actually is a good time to tell all of our lovely viewers that if you are watching on YouTube and you have not liked the stream, please like the stream. It's the least you can do as a fucking freeloader if you're not going to be sending in donations through our Streamlabs link, which is in our description of both streams, I'm pretty sure. And you can donate to if you're enjoying this lovely, lovely content. If you haven't followed us on Twitch and you're lurking and you're watching, why not? It's free.
Guys,
You
I
should
need,
fucking do
I need like a gunshot sound effect. I think that's what I need. I need like a gunshot on my soundboard so I can like tend to kill myself.
I guess so. We're going to assume that if you're a hate watcher, if you're not following us, you're
I will
watching.
jump off a building. That's against you.
I don't think you can say that part. Okay, she said the quiet part out loud.
I don't know. I feel like I got away saying so much random shit.
Okay, but don't push it.
Okay,
Don't push it.
I'll be nice.
Be sure to join our Discord. We are active there when we can be.
Yeah.
It ebbs and flows, people.
Yeah.
Our Discord, follow us on Twitter at SugarSpicePod. Follow us on Instagram, SugarSpicePod. Or if you want to just go to all of our links that are in our Twitch bio, you can go ahead and see
You got one shot from Shadow?
everything from our Facebook that we've never touched to all of our channels and socials.
Well, I've already got one Shadow Hedgehog sound effect. I can't have two.
Disgusting black creatures. Get out of my sight.
Emery super chatted $1.99. I support Straighterade. But
Thank you for the 1.99. I don't know. Do Red Light Media do that? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of LRLM. I watched the Plinkett review prequels. Other than that, and a couple half in the back.
So
Start making memes of us. I would love to see memes of us. Like
that's gonna happen without us even telling them to
it
do
would
that.
just make me happy. Like if I saw a sugar spice meme, I would be very happy. That's what I'm saying.
And then you can drop it in the Discord. I won't.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna co-sign y'all's memes unless I see them. You can drop them in the meme
I
channel on
will
our
co-sign them
Discord.
blindly. They could be like,
They could be
"Pxie
hating
being a
on you."
dumbass. And I'd be like,
Guys, you can drop memes on the Sugar and Spice Discord memes channel. I think Deeparama's got a few.
memes of us. Like
That's gonna happen without us even
no,
telling them to
it
do
would
that.
just make me happy. Like if I saw a sugar spice meme, us. Like
That's gonna happen.
Uh-huh. Your mission, should you choose to accept it? There already are Sugar and Spice memes. There already are. There's Safe Travel Squire. There's my Squire's face when I'm bashing Moore's head in with my great hammer. There's the Keegan Sugar and Spice gif. Oh man, there's plenty.
Happen without us even
no,
telling them to
it
do
would
that.
just make me happy. Like if I saw a sugar spice meme, I would be very happy. That's what I'm saying.
And then you can drop it in the Discord. I won't.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna co-sign y'all's memes unless I see them. You can drop them in the meme
I
channel on
will
our
co-sign them
Discord.
blindly. They could be like,
They could be
"Pxie
hating
being a
on you."
dumbass. And I'd be like, oh my god, you made a meme of me. I'm so happy.
So even if the meme's hating on Pxie, she will still be happy, Deeparama. See, Deeparama?
I'm very easily
I was about to say it's like really low standards here, folks.
like, how am I not going?
Squire posting is greenlit. Squire posting is totally greenlit, okay?
An abusive relationship.
Pxie
I
has
would say that.
greenlit
That's
Squire
like-
posting.
There's a difference between having like low media standards versus having like low standards in your personal life.
That's true. I'm very like, what is it? Strikeout, 2 strikes.
I was about to say I've never met. You don't have super high standards, but you're very picky. You're very.
Yeah.
She's very particular.
Yeah.
So that's not even true. It could not be further from the truth the more that I think about it.
I think, is it weird? I think a really good filter from like toxic or bad relationships, not a perfect filter, but a good one is like, low-key if the person cooks, like if a guy is willing to like help cook for you or whatever.
You can't have Lycan.
I know, I don't want like it.
Who wouldn't want
Not a
Lycan?
twink.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a sickly Victorian child, so not her type.
Pa fuera.
Cooking.
Yeah, cooking or and even cleaning.
Do you know who
honestly.
Kalel is?
No.
She was like a vegan influencer. Oh, she used to be vegan. She was an influencer that I used to follow. She used to date like Anthony of Smosh.
Oh.
I think Anthony Padilla.
Yeah.
She's an influencer in her own right. She's do vegan. She's changed her look so many different times that if I showed you a picture, I'd have to like look at different. I'd have to show you different versions of her for you to maybe see one that you recognize. But she talked about wanting a man that was like she's like, I want someone who's like very intelligent and worldly. Like I wanted to like play piano and speak 3 languages and like have like a degree in physics or something like that. And all the comments, that like one comment was like buried somewhere in this 20-minute video, but all the comments underneath were fixating on her, saying that they were like, girl, you do not want a guy like that. He'll be arrogant, he'll be an asshole, he'll constantly be trying to like belittle you. Which is so funny because when I think back to it now, it's like her description of like her ideal man sounds like yours, which is like some like Poindexter basically.
I'm okay if they're a little bit, what is it?
Nerdy.
Yeah, or even, I don't say pretentious because like there's a level, but I want somebody I can like.
I think if you were
wow,
given a choice
now let's talk about the taste in men. Let's go, guys. Wow, now we're getting the real content. This is Deep Rama's favorite part, I think, right?
Who is not well read versus someone who is well read but pretentious. You would take someone who is like
Deep, do you
well
want me
read
to slow this
pretentious over
down
someone
for
who's not
you?
humble.
Yeah.
I think so.
Is that toxic? I don't know.
I don't think so. It's your own preference. I don't think you have to justify it to anyone.
Well, what is it? I guess in my head, I'm like, oh, I could think they can become humble. Well, I don't know because I also think that's
0.75 it? No problem, bro. No problem. I'm here for you.
Wait.
I'm streaming this just for you, Deep Rama, okay?
Okay, yeah.
The personal stream, you and you alone.
But you're saying that's a sign of a lack of intelligence?
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, because like there comes to a point where if you read enough, or you kind of realize like, holy shit, there's so much information out there.
Yeah, there's like what I know, but what I don't know will always dwarf what I do know.
Yeah, and I think if you reach that stage, you become significantly less pretentious because you're fucking humbled by that, you know, versus a person who's like more humble but like less well read. If they maintain that level of like being humble, like they'll ideally like continue reading, continue learning, continue trying to expand.
Well, that's the thing I was saying is like somebody who's not well read and is humble could always close that gap that they have in like whatever field or subject or whatever interest that they have. They could always expand upon that, but I feel like it is harder to reverse course than somebody who's pretentious and arrogant.
Yeah, I feel like I'm okay with like a tiny bit of arrogance, just if it allows like for, and this sounds fun bickering. Well, no, but like
no, I know what you mean. You want to be able to have like
It's like the picture of Aristotle and Plato, isn't it? This is what we're saying right now. Where is it? But I think we should let's improve this a little bit. Okay, there we go. Just
like contentious conversation sometimes, or like there has to be like a little bit of tension is good in a relationship because it's the basis for you know, having a back and forth that isn't just you guys repeating what the other is saying and agreeing with each other.
Yeah, like I want somebody that can like discuss an idea,
challenge you.
Yeah, and I feel like if the person is like too humble, they'll just take what I say and they'll just be like.
Well, then I don't think that's humble. I think that's a matter of them being like not confident in their positions.
Yeah,
and just somebody because there's a difference between being humble versus somebody who's like totally conflict averse.
Yeah.
And I feel like the type of person that would just roll to avoid conflict is definitely not the type of person. That type of person as a friend is completely fine, but that type of person as a partner, a life partner, I don't like because I want people to tell me what their disagreements are. I don't want them to keep it to themselves for the sake of maintaining like a
equilibrium
or like quiet. Peace and quiet, even though it's like it's not, well, at least not with me, because I'll be wondering the entire time like what do they actually think and like how much resentment are they starting to harbor towards me. Because those are the type of people that they say that they're not harboring resentment, but I think for the most part, it's like, okay, so just because you don't talk about it doesn't mean you're not silently doing that.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's just like a matter of, it just doesn't feel real at that point, you know, if you're just like always trying to like hide your feelings, or if you're just like not willing to like engage with me. Because I don't think I'm a person that when I argue, I get nasty, you know, like I can really strongly disagree with somebody on like some sort of like intellectual concept, but I'm never gonna like demean them or like, you know, be rude unless if we have like that bickery relationship, like
galaxy brain images all around the video.
Love each other at the end of the day. We know it's just like jokes and but basically
okay, Merc break, quick palate cleanser. Let's see.
And manipulate stuff, so I like touching. And I can touch. I think it's in my playlist. Hold on. Yeah, it's Serenity. Okay, hold on. Fuck Destiny. Then he get ghosted me. Fuck Destiny. All because I wouldn't fuck him. Fucking wimp ass fucking bitch. Wimp ass fucking bitch. All because I would not fuck Destiny. He just wants to not be my friend anymore. That's fine.
Base.
That's fine. He's a bitch. I wasn't gonna fuck him, and he can deal with that. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Destiny. Fuck Destiny on Hood. I don't give a fuck.
On
I'm
Hood.
sorry. You're not
On
sexually
Jaw.
attractive to me. You're not my type, buddy. I'm so sorry. I will not have sex with you. And that if that's what it takes to be your friend, fuck you. I don't want to be your friend. You fat fucking stupid bitch. Oh my goodness.
Sure, I don't think I would ever put my partner in a position where they should not feel comfortable talking to me about things they disagree with. And then if they do feel that way, it's like how can you even remedy that if they're not talking to you about it? You know?
That's right. That's right.
Like you're creating a, what is it called? A recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
But yeah. Where's my arguing king? I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like you're the type of person though who's more agreeable, and you'll say what's on your mind. You're opinionated, but I do think that there are just arbitrary.
I don't appreciate the minstrel show you put on when Matt is on screen. Dude, he is chill. I feel devalued.
Lines that you'll have with certain arguments where you're like, well, I disagree, but you don't want to really feel like getting into it, and it's hard for me to know if it's just like a totally dependent on how you're feeling in your mood that day, or if it's like, no, there are subjects that are like red lines for her that she never wants to get into because there's just nothing productive ever comes of it, you know?
I feel like it's both. I feel like sometimes also sometimes I'm just lazy, and this happens more with my dad specifically, but sometimes there's just like things where I'm just like, there are so many things that go on into this conversation that if I really wanted to have it in depth, I would have to pull out like a fucking whiteboard and like start, you know.
There's no point. It would be like mentally exhausting, and for what?
Yeah, basically. And I also feel like that comes across as very like, if I even chose to do that, it would come across as like very like aggressive to people, or like if I'm trying to like domineer them with that, when it's like, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're speaking down to them at that point.
Yeah, and it's like, that's not what I would be attempting to do. Like, I would just be like, this is all the things I've thought about relating to this subject, like all the way, this is why. But like
on a whole whiteboard fill, and you're like, this is just a fraction of the reason why I thought about this.
But there's no way that it doesn't come across to people as like, oh, they're just trying to like
lecture at me.
Guys, I've just remembered actually, it's been a while. Now is a great time to talk to you guys about the huge discrepancy between the number of viewers on the stream right now and the number of likes that have been left on the stream. So let's have a conversation about that. So guys, this stream is available for free. You don't have to pay anything, okay? But what I do ask is that if you are watching for free, or even if you're paying, to be fair, either way, I ask that you take the time, put the effort in to leave a like on the stream, okay? And that can be done by either moving your cursor to the like button, or if you're on mobile, placing your finger on the little thumbs up, okay? And that would be hugely appreciated. Helps boost in the algorithm, always appreciated. Okay, that would be amazing. If you're driving, listen, I wouldn't want to say anything irresponsible, but I think you can. It's really important to like the stream. That's what I'll say. Now, guys, if you want to take it further, in the pinned chat message, there is a link to Stream Elements that will allow you to donate pretty much directly with only a small 3% off that goes to Stream Elements. However, if you prefer convenience, you can also buy yourself a membership. You can gift someone else a membership. Or you can gift a whole bunch of memberships. And this can be done through YouTube, just from your chat box. Okay, this is amazing stuff. Huge tech. You can gift memberships, or you can buy Super Chat, which will highlight your message and read it out on TTS. The Alisaurus got it. Or you can buy a Super Sticker, which is a small YouTube image or GIF that will be highlighted in chat. You can purchase. So, guys, all great ways to support the stream. Really important that you like, though. Really, really important that you like. Again, can't stress that enough. Thank you very much. That's my shill over. Oh, go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, and reddit.com/r/Kuihman.
Yeah.
Speak down to you.
So I'm like, okay, fuck. But yeah. Do you have a topic in your mind that you're like, ooh, you've skirted that before, or just like it sometimes just randomly happens?
I feel like
Kenny,
I know that
Kenny,
you've done
that's
it
a
to me, but
timeout.
I can't think of any particular topics. Otherwise,
Take a
I'd bring it
break.
up right now.
That'd be fun. Next time, write it down.
I will
We'll,
have
like-
to see like, is she avoiding? Is there something that she's avoiding with this? But not anything that's coming to mind. But I know you've done it. But they wouldn't even be on like on shows because there's always a good reason to like avoid certain conversations on a show because like especially if it's something that you feel like requires a lot of prior knowledge or like explaining, so you just before you can like get to explaining your position, it's like, no, I have to explain all this context so I can tell you what's led me to this argument.
Yeah.
Then it's definitely not worth doing on like a public show like a
Yeah.
podcast that we've been on or whatever, because they just won't give you the time or day to speak.
Or they haven't thought about it even in that pre-context, so it's like that.
Yeah, they'll tell you you're getting too into the weeds or whatever. Like, I just want your answer like quick. They don't want to hear
Every
it.
time Brian says that, I want to shake him. I'm like, this is not getting into weeds.
Or like
This
that's how a
is fucking
conversation
garden.
goes. This is a
Yeah.
garden.
Not the weeds. It's a fucking garden. Let me. What is it? Garden. Let me grow. Harvest. Let me harvest. Okay. Let me reap.
Instead of let her cook, let her
Yeah.
harvest, guys.
Yeah.
In some ways, I almost respect it for being so ignorant and naive and stupid as to think that you could go against MAGA and that was going to end well for you.
Dude,
but
the
it's
whole
like,
thing's about U.S.
know,
politics.
I wouldn't really say that like
Conscious.
for the most part. Like Tommy Lahren actually said like let's not forget he like killed people, so I don't think he should be like valorized for much beyond like just saying that you
Intense pressure. He was super.
Have that.
Who you want? 100%.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things Doug is even locked up for like
Is by first lowering your energy, so that means like doing.
true.
But like, it was like 1.5 sentence, and he never even got into exactly what it would mean. Disappointing.
Back, man. Truck with your fucking face.
Oh, and like and joins. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Saying
like and
to
takes
offer
over?
$1 million for dirt on
Wait.
the sun.
No, but also it
It's like-
incentivizes
Wait.
an insane amount of shit because then people are just gonna be like, "Dog."
This isn't the Sugar and Spice podcast. Haha.
We could literally Google it.
Pixie's
or-
been booted off.
Search on search. No, I'm gonna add them. Hold on.
Okay.
Shut it down.
Thanks
Fuck
for the read,
this.
Hassan the Hun. You can just go through Hassan stuff too. Should we do that? Or
Sure.
We're gonna add them. Okay. Here. Brief message to all my hate. Oh, this is.
Have
just
you
a
never seen
pin-
the pin tweet where he's like
Mm.
saying something in Turkish?
No. Let me.
Anyway. Siktir lan. You like that? Ha siktir lan. Ha
I don't
siktir.
know what that means. Okay. Let's see how long it takes us to find this. I feel like it should be relatively soon. He's America's best. That was a really funny clip about iShow Speed. Oh, here. I didn't write the effing roll.
You have actual issues.
Okay, this is yeah. I think we are done with it. Ooh, yeah. That's enough.